Yevgeny Viktorovich Prigozhin, from humble beginnings to Russian oligarch. The former leader of the Wagner Group. Simply put, Prigozhin is a Russian oligarch, but how did he become a member of Russia's elite group? Prigozhin was born in St. Petersburg, formerly known as Leningrad under the Soviet Union, where Russian President Vladimir Putin was also born and grew up in humble beginnings. Prigozhin was born during the height of the Cold War on the 1st of June 1961. From a biblical standpoint, Prigozhin could be considered Jewish since his father was of Jewish descent. However, modern-day Israel traces one's lineage through their mother. His mother, Violetta Prigozhina, had to work at a nearby medical facility to care for him and his ill grandmother after his father passed away. When Prigozhin was in school, he wanted to be a professional cross-country skier. He attended a prestigious boarding school where he graduated in 1977, and he would ultimately be trained by his stepfather, Samuel Zarkoy, who was a sports instructor. Although Prigozhin wanted to become a professional cross-country skier, he was unsuccessful in that venture. After getting in trouble a number of times, he would sell hot dogs with his stepfather and mother in 1990 at an open market in St. Petersburg, which was known at that time as Leningrad. In an interview with the New York Times, Prigozhin expressed with great contentment that his mother and stepfather's hot dog business was extremely successful. When Soviet Union collapsed, Prigozhin tried his hand in a number of business ventures, particularly the restaurant business. According to a Russian newspaper, Novaya Gazeta, it is possible that Prigozhin and Putin met while the former was in the casino business in St. Petersburg and Putin was the chairman for the supervisory board for gambling and casinos in the 1990s. Prigozhin would go on to personally serve Putin during a meeting with the former French president, Jacques Chirac, at his prestigious Rusting Boat restaurant at New Island in 2001. In 2002, Prigozhin would also host former United States President George Bush during a meeting with Putin. Finally, it is noted that Putin would celebrate his birthday at Prigozhin's New Island restaurant in 2003. From there on, Prigozhin would become Putin's close ally and would come to be known as Putin's chef. Leaving his business partners, Prigozhin opened his own independent businesses, with one in particular, Concord Catering, winning several government contracts worth millions and billions of dollars. It is believed that from all those contracts, Prigozhin would start the Internet Research Agency, which is believed to have been used to meddle in the United States elections. By now, Prigozhin had become filthy rich and is now considered one of Russia's many oligarchs. As such, he would move his family into a compound in St. Petersburg, which has a basketball court and a helicopter pad. It is also alleged that he owns a good number of aircraft. Though he denied it at first, Prigozhin founded the private military contractor famously known as the Wagner Group, which is believed to be affiliated with the Russian government. Even though company's nascent remains unknown, Prigozhin claims, on September 26, 2022, to have created the Wagner Group for the purpose of supporting Russian forces fighting in the Donbass, which is in Ukraine. It is widely known that the Wagner Group played a major role in the war in Ukraine. His company would expand its operations in Africa and the Middle East. Prigozhin's constant disagreements and heated disputes with Russia's military leadership would ultimately lead to him marching a large of the mercenaries in the streets of Russia, demanding for two of Russia's military leadership to be handed to him. Such a rash move would eventually cause him to lose favor with President Putin, and with the help of Lukashenko, the president of Belarus and a close ally of Putin's, to broker an agreement between President Putin and Prigozhin. Under the agreement, Prigozhin would go into exile in Belarus, and the Wagner fighters who worked for him would either go into exile in Belarus or join the Russian military.